Eala stands as lone Filipina after Amana exit in PH Women's Open. Eala now stands as the last Filipina left in the singles draw of the 2026 Philippine Women's Open, carrying the weight of the home crowd as the tournament moves into the crucial stages at the Rizal Memorial Tennis Center. That reality set in Tuesday night after fellow Filipina Kay and Amana bowed out of the WTA 125 event, falling to Russia's Tatiana Prozorova in straight sets, 6-1, 6-0. Prozorova dictated play from the baseline and capitalized on Amana's second serve struggles, closing out the match in just over an hour after rain delays pushed the start time to the evening. With Amana's exit, all local attention now turns to Eala, who returns to center stage Wednesday at the Felicissimo Ampon Tennis Center for another featured match one that carries both competitive and symbolic weight. The world number 49 Filipina faces Japan's Himeno Sakitsum in the second round, seeking not only a quarterfinal berth but also redemption. Sakitsum handed Eala a one-sided loss in their last meeting at the 2023 Japan Open, a match the Japanese player won 6-0, 6-3 in just over an hour. Eala, however, enters the rematch in strong form after a composed opening round win over Russia's Elena Chereva, 6-1, 6-2, a performance that energized the home crowd and showed her growing confidence on tour. Still, Sakitsum presents a serious challenge. The 24-year-old Japanese player has built momentum in recent months, highlighted by a quarterfinal run at the Hong Kong Open, where she defeated former Grand Slam champion Sofia Kenin. Despite the tough matchup, Eala will once again have the full backing of Filipino fans, who have turned her matches into some of the most electric atmospheres of the tournament. More than just a place in the next round is at stake. With no other Filipina left in the draw, Eala now carries the nation's hopes of a deep home run, a role she has steadily grown into as Philippine tennis continues to gain global visibility. The winner of the Eala Sakitsum showdown advances to the quarterfinals, where meeting with either fifth seed Camila Osorio of Colombia or Japan's Mai Hontima awaits. For now, the spotlight firmly belongs to Eala and the opportunity to turn home support into another statement performance. Eala stands alone. A lone Filipina's fight after Amana's exit in the PH Women's Open. The silence after a partner's exit is louder than the cheers that once filled the court. When Amana bowed out of the PH Women's Open, the story did not end. It narrowed. The field remained crowded with talent, flags from different nations still fluttering proudly. But for the Philippines, the spotlight condensed into a single figure. Eala stood alone, the last Filipina left, carrying not only her racket but the weight of expectation, pride, and unfinished dreams. This is not a story about loneliness as weakness. It is about solitude as strength. Eala has long been familiar with pressure. From a young age, she learned that talent invites attention, and attention demands resilience. Yet there is something uniquely different about standing as the lone representative of a nation. Every point won feels communal. Every mistake echoes beyond the baseline. The court becomes a stage where personal ambition and national hope merge. Emana's exit was a reminder of how unforgiving sport can be. One moment you're in the draw, the next you're watching from the sidelines, cheering with a mix of pride and quiet heartbreak. For Eala, it meant a shift, no longer part of a collective Philippine presence, but the final thread holding the country's colors in the tournament. And she did not shy away. With each serve, Eala played not as someone burdened by absence, but as someone sharpened by it. Her footwork spoke of discipline honed over years abroad. Her strokes carried the confidence of a player who understands that growth often happens far from home, but meaning is always tied back to it. The PH Women's Open has never been just another tournament for Filipino athletes. It is home soil. It is familiar. It is family in the stands and history in the ground beneath their shoes. To stand alone here is to feel every cheer more intensely, every silence more personally. Yet Eala's presence challenged a quiet assumption, that success requires numbers. Her performance suggested otherwise. One athlete, fully committed, can still command attention. One Filipina can still hold her ground against the world. There were moments when the match tightened, when rallies stretched long and the margin for error vanished. In those moments, Eala's composure told its own story. She did not rush. She did not unravel. She played with the patience of someone who understands that representation is not about perfection. It is about persistence. Behind her stood a generation watching closely. Young girls with borrowed rackets. Aspiring players who rarely see themselves reflected on international scoreboards. For them, Eala's continued presence mattered. It said, you belong here too. Even if you're the only one, for now. Sport has a way of reducing stories to numbers, wins, losses, rankings. But some narratives live between the points. Eala's run after Amana's exit was one of quiet defiance. It was about staying visible when it would be easier to fade into the background. About choosing courage over comfort. Win or lose, her stand reshaped the meaning of the tournament for Filipino fans. It reminded them that progress does not always arrive in groups. Sometimes it arrives in singular form, focused, determined, and unafraid. As the matches continued and the draw thinned, one truth remained clear. Eala was not simply filling a slot left vacant. She was forging her own space, one rally at a time. And in doing so, she carried the Philippines forward, not alone in spirit, even if alone on the bracket.